LaGrange is a beautiful, modern 21st century college, but it's so much more than 120 acres of historic buildings, tree-shaded walks, and lots of steps. The heart of this institution lies with thousands of alumni who possess fond memories of this place, former students who studied here, played here, and graduated, well equipped to meet the personal and professional challenges ahead. Meet some of our alumni, still important members of the LaGrange College family, on this edition of LaGrange College Presents.
LaGrange College Presents.
When Clay Butler graduated from high school in LaGrange, he looked nationwide for a college that could teach him the business and the art of music production and engineering. Once he realized that his hometown college offered everything he needed in order to launch a career in commercial music, he was on his way. Today, when Clay Butler is channel surfing, there's a good chance he will stumble across some of his own music that he wrote and produced in his own recording studio here in LaGrange.
You're Jonas now?
Welcome to the rest of your life.
The producers of the show went to the publisher and said, hey, just put out a call to your composers. We're looking for, this criteria, something that sounds youthful, poppy, but with a rock element to it that's really fun. So the publisher shot me an email and said, here, give this a shot. I think you'd be perfect for it. And I sent in, I think, 5 different versions of the demo, and they liked the first one they received right off the top. My name's Clay Butler. I went to LaGrange College between 1998 and 2003, and I was a creative music technologies major. I actually started my company in college back in 2001. A friend of mine was leaving the music department and moving to Nashville, so he sold all of his a really huge production rig. So I was able to buy that from him and start my own company. So far I've had music in about 30 different shows. 15 episodes of a show called 10 on Top, which I believe airs on MTV. It's kind of a news broadcast. The Best of When I Was 17, Bethany Ever After, Cat Chorus, Kitchen Interrupted, a show called Chelsea Settles, Extreme Cribs, First Love, Second Chance, a show called The Friend Zone on MTV. I've got music in 13 episodes of Juliana and Bill. They've really liked a lot of the comedy material I've sent them, so it's kind of a surprise to sit down and watch the show and you're like, that's my song, and then there's my song again. So a show called Good Vibes, which is a cartoon that airs on MTV, set in Hawaii, so I had to play a lot of lap steel for that, so that was pretty fun, a bit of a stretch. Jersey Shore, a couple of episodes of Ridiculousness, The Seven, which I've had 28 episodes, so it's been an interesting ride, kind of seeing where your music ends up, because oftentimes when you pitch them to a publisher, which I've done in the past a lot, they'll pitch it to the different shows, and you'll just be watching a show and not even know that your music is on there. So that's kind of cool. You know where it's going often, but you don't ever know if they've actually, what they're actually going to use, because they give them a license to use their whole catalog. So they'll just send a bunch of stuff, and if they like it, they put it in the show. I work with a couple of different companies. There's an organization called Taxi, which I highly recommend to music people. What they do is they send listings for people who are looking for music. And if you're a member of the organization, they'll screen the music you send, and if it's up to snuff, they'll send it to the person that needs the music. So the opportunities are out there. I mean, Fox Sports licenses 1 million cues a year, 1 million songs per year. So the market's big enough for anybody who wants to get in it. It's just making sure that you've got the product to give them that's quality, and you can learn that at the music department at LaGrange.
Megan Waycaster, who graduated in 2011, credits the LaGrange College Career Development Center with helping her find her dream job. She says that the Career Center staff helped her discover her strengths. They helped her assemble a solid resume and practice what to do on a job interview. When the time came to do some serious job hunting, an internship came open at the Troup County Chamber of Commerce. Megan applied for it, got it, and after a few days discovered that she loved working there. Soon she was asked to come aboard full-time.
Very organized, detail-oriented, able to take criticism well because people are always going to want you to change something. And being a people person, just getting your name out there, I think is key to be successful in my field of work. I am the Director of Programs and Events, so I'm an event planner. I'm in charge of our Young Professionals group. I get to work with our networking group. I get to do our early bird breakfasts, business after hours, golf tournaments, business expos. I ended up at the Chamber through an internship. I went to the Career Center and I'd had a previous internship thinking I was going to go to law school since I come from a family of lawyers and court reporters, and I did an internship with a law firm here and I loved it, loved the people. It was a great experience, but it wasn't for me. And I think my parents were happy they didn't have to pay for law school, so they were excited about that. And I went back to the drawing board and found some jobs at a chamber in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and wanted to do an internship with this chamber to make sure it was something that I liked. And I ended up loving it. I graduated last year on May 21st, and I started on May 23rd. The Career Center, they helped me get my resume together. She helped me kind of figure out what I wanted to do since law school had kind of been my dream for forever, and then I needed to go back to the drawing board. They helped me realize what my strengths were, what I'd be good at, what I would love, and finding internships in the community, they were perfect with that. They helped me find a internship with the law firm very quickly, and then an internship at the chamber very quickly, and they kind of knew what I wanted and were able to deliver that to me, and it's really helped, obviously, because I'm here full-time now, and it was really through my internship process that helped me make that decision of where I wanted to start my career.
Michael Thomas grew up in Gary, Indiana, and came to LaGrange College to play baseball. He earned his Bachelor of Science degree in accountancy and worked for a while with a prestigious accounting firm in Atlanta. It was a good job, but when Michael had the opportunity to return to LaGrange as part of its growing admissions team, he accepted the challenge. Today, as the Director of Admissions at LaGrange College, Michael Thomas admits that the process of choosing a college can seem overwhelming to college-bound high school students and their parents. But we uncomplicate the admissions process, Michael says. We're here to help every step of the way.
Okay, well, I am first and foremost, I'm a proud alumnus of LaGrange College. Graduated in 2005. Originally, I'm from Gary, Indiana. Okay, so I'm 12 hours away from home. Hadn't been to Georgia before. When I came down here, this felt like a place where if I'm going to be 12 hours away from home, this would be the place to do it. And if I'm going to convince my mom, who's kind of like, are you sure you want to go down to Georgia? Or, you know, at that point in time, I'd been admitted to Indiana University, Purdue, University of Michigan, and Marquette. None of those were small private liberal arts schools. This was my first experience of that. And walking around on my campus tour, I met with faculty, a number of them, many of which just engaged me in meaningful conversation. And I hadn't had those type of experiences at any of the other campuses that I visited. I think the biggest challenge right now is we're finding that there are a number of students that are late bloomers in some respects. So we have a number of students who either haven't taken the SAT or the ACT, or are actually really starting to begin this process. So getting students to complete their applications has been a little tough. We always suggest to get everything in and done by December 1, and from there, once January 1 or January 2nd rolls around, then we can start engaging in a conversation about completing the free application for federal student aid and having that submitted to us as soon as you can, because the financial aid process really does operate on a first-come, first-served basis. There's not a whole lot that we can do in some instances if a student waits till, June or July to apply, because at that time, a number of our federal funds are gone, institutional aid may be gone that they would have otherwise qualified for. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of intangible skill sets that you acquire while you're here that I feel are meaningful and just as useful no matter what arena you're in. Communicating effectively, working well with others, being able to present. There are a lot of different things that you do here that you don't necessarily realize that are going to be impactful until much later on. And it takes a little bit of time to see it. But once you allow yourself to go through the experience and work in whatever profession you choose to, you'll say that, hey, the degree was great, but there are a lot of things along that journey that I picked up that have actually made the difference that I never thought would. And I'm a testament of that in many respects.
When Cameron Johnson walks into an elementary school classroom, she breathes a sigh of relief and smiles. For her, this kind of classroom is exactly where she's supposed to be. She earned her bachelor's degree in early childhood education in 2012 and is now pursuing her master's. We asked Cameron for one word that summarizes her 4 years as an undergraduate here at LaGrange College. The word she chose was transformative.
We are all geniuses, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it'll live its whole life thinking it's stupid. I guess I could associate that quote with all the experiences I learned. It's just that every student is smart and every student has a gift, and I think it's just finding that potential. My name is Cameron Johnson, and I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, and I originally went to Tiffin University. It's located in Ohio, and I played softball for 1 year. My undergraduate is in early childhood education, and we did our field experiences in each grade, and then my last year we did student teaching, and I was in 5th grade at Franklin Forest Elementary. And I also had the great opportunity of doing internships while I was here due to having 4 years, and I had a semester to where I was able to do an internship at a cognitive therapy center located in LaGrange, Georgia. It's called Brain Jogging, and I worked with a child diagnosed with autism and some other learning disabilities, and he's located in New York. And so I was able to go to New York and just have that experience and work with that child, and that was a huge blessing. It's like watching a miracle happen, really, the progress that he made there. In June, I will be going for a week in the UK, and we'll be visiting classrooms, observing classrooms, and then some of the students who have finished their thesis will be presenting their thesis to a board. And so we'll be there for a week and just learning about their education system, which will be amazing. The first time I taught in kindergarten, when I was at Rosemont, it was just instantly when I walked in, it was just kind of like, because the students, I love being a child. It like brings out the child in me. And I didn't like school growing up, which is really interesting. I didn't like school a whole lot. I love to learn though. I just did not enjoy school. And I think throughout the process, I just realized like school can be fun. And I think that's what I kind of want to do, is take that experience and make it the way I wish school was. I was diagnosed with ADHD or ADD when I was younger, and so that has been a huge challenge because chronic lateness or disorganization, and I know a lot of people, they see it as not really a disability or it's been overdiagnosed, but I think that has definitely been something I've had to overcome, and I'm still overcoming. I came in still trying to figure out who I am, what I believed in, where my faith was, and if I even had faith. And so that's what really made coming to LaGrange perfect for me. It was definitely like supposed to happen because I was in that transition of what I believed. And so when I came here, it was just like home. I guess it was just like home, and I was able to find and search and ask questions and really dig deep into who I am and what I believed in and who I want to be. And I don't think I would have been able to do that anywhere else. There was no bad question, there was no judgment on a question. It was always keep searching, you'll find it.
Spread throughout the United States and throughout the world are elementary, middle, high school, and college teachers who receive their Masters of Arts, Masters of Education, or Education Specialist degrees from LaGrange College. They're some of the most enthusiastic, knowledgeable, and creative professionals working today. 3 of them were profiled recently in a short video produced by the LC Education Department.
ROI, Return on Investment. In business, ROI is a measure of how efficiently you spend your money. Professional educators think in terms of ROI as well, comparing the value of their graduate degree against what they paid in tuition dollars. And in terms of quality faculty, in-school experiences, and overall degree value, LaGrange College delivers a positive return on investment. Bethany Hedrick earned her Master of Education in Curriculum and Instruction from LaGrange College in 2007. Lorena Armendariz received her MED in 2008. Nigel Walker earned an MED in 2006, then returned for an EDS degree in 2011. We asked each of these educators to evaluate the value of their degrees. Nigel Walker can see a direct, positive relationship between his advanced degree and student achievement in his classroom.
1, 2, 3.
He says that his experiences in the program have made him a more reflective practitioner. Through LaGrange, he developed a unique personal style of teaching.
It actually came from a lot of different styles, a lot from personal reflection of where I was growing up and how I wanted my classroom to kind of resemble things that I wished were there when I was in middle school. It's really allowed me to take ownership of being a teacher, because kids have to believe what you're doing. If they don't believe it, they won't buy into it.
Lorena Armendariz says she received a wealth of support and assistance as a graduate student at LaGrange College.
I'm originally from Mexico, Monterrey. I've been in other schools in Texas and California, but coming to LaGrange College, it was very good, to be honest, because the teachers never were like assuming, oh, she knows everything. They were always asking for my experience. The cooking is good. La cocina está muy buena, mi negra.
I think graduate school, the education department, did a marvelous job of preparing me as well as other teachers to be in the classroom.
Bethany Hedrick says that one of the most valuable things she learned as an advanced program candidate at LaGrange College was the importance of engaging the student.
We put the theme was the American dream because everyone wants more.
The day of the classroom lecture is over. Student involvement is the key to managing and monitoring student learning.
And our theme was idealized fraternity and male relationships because they are saying how they want to be.
Some people have this intrinsic, innate motivation and they can learn no matter what the setting. But some people need like one-on-one interaction, and it depends on your own personality, and I think you need to consider how you best learn.
Many advanced program candidates say that the in-school experiences they receive are invaluable.
I cannot imagine going into the classroom without having done student teaching. I mean, I think that is absolutely essential to being prepared, and that in not only were they kind of throw you out there and you have a classroom and it's all your own, and so you do the lesson plans, you do the instruction, you do the grading, you take care of everything when you're doing student teaching.
Every class in the college was a great class. Even the hard ones, it was like, yes, it's the one that I need. And I saw it every day in my classroom, how I can apply a little bit of that. A little bit of reading, a little bit of laws, a little bit about teaching, a little bit of accreditation and tests. Every single class that I saw, I finally can see like, wow, I saw it for a reason. Yeah, there was a good reason to take all those classes.
Advanced degree holders leave LaGrange College with a feeling that they belong to a larger learning community.
it's kind of like a microcosm of the world, and so you have to learn to interact with others and succeed in the community style settings.
It's something natural, and you feel so engaged with the community. It's not that the community is demanding, it's that you feel like, oh my gosh, I've been receiving so much, it's time to me to give.
You know, I still have contact with the college. Some of the kids who are going through now, I do like little community projects with them, and just to keep that connection, like, here is where I'm supposed to be.
It's clear that in terms of quality faculty, in-school experiences, and overall degree value, LaGrange College delivers a positive return on investment.
LaGrange College's most famous living alumni is an individual whose work is seen by billions of people over the world every single day. It's Dean Young.
Maybe you don't know his name, but chances are you know some of the characters he brings into homes all over the world. Dagwood Bumstead, his wife Blondie, Alexander, Cookie, Mr. Dithers, and Daisy. Dean Young graduated from LaGrange College in 1960 with a bachelor's degree in business. 3 years later, he began working with his father, Chick Young, creator of the Blondie comic strip. When his father died in 1973, Dean took over the strip and kept it going. And today, the Bumsteads appear in more than 2,300 newspapers in more than 33 different languages.
Anyway, I'm happy, thrilled, and delighted to tell you that yes, I am a graduate of LaGrange College, and I walked in here just a little while ago, and this is my old dorm. My room was right down that hall there. Now, I'm not going to tell you what went on down there, but we did play, did play some softball and football back in the field back here. I want to show you one last thing that I think will be interesting to you, and that's the way that the actual progression of the artistic progression of how it happens. And here you can see a script that I do. In each panel, I describe the action of what's going on with the characters, and then I show the dialogue of the characters underneath that. So the artist, my artist, John Marshall, and his great assistant, Frank Cummings, they get it and they turn it into a pencil, or a pencil wheel. We do all our work on a computer now. Everything's done on the computer. So when I get the first version of that, I'll look at it and I'll talk to them on the phone, and if I have something I want to change, then I'll do it in the final ink. Yeah, I hope that my presentation is over here, but I hope not with the same results that Dagwood had. So now you know about this comic strip, and especially since I'm an LC graduate, I'm hoping that you'll be reading the comics every day. I'm hoping that you'll be reading the Blondie comic every day, especially. And don't forget, my room was right down this hall.
While Allison Grieve was a student here at LaGrange College, she appeared in a number of theater department dramas, in newspaper and magazine ads, and even on the college website. Allison's dream was to become an actress on Broadway. She had the talent, the ambition, and the training. So no one was surprised when she packed up her dorm room right after the 2009 commencement ceremonies and headed straight for the Big Apple. The second of our 20 people who make LaGrange College, LaGrange College. May not be famous yet, but give her time.
Allison Grieve.
I packed up my dorm room and moved 4 days after graduation, so I didn't even go home. The first few months are really hard because I didn't know a single person. And I tried to go out as much as I could and just kind of experience everything, and it's very scary, but LaGrange gave me this really awesome foundation, and I found that I'm very ready to go into the world, go into auditions with a professional background, know what I'm doing, have solid, have my feet solidly planted, and be able to just audition with confidence. And I think that's probably one of the most important things that you can do, is to have confidence, and basically what LaGrange gave me. I've recently been cast in a off-Broadway show. It's called A Night in Vegas. It's so much fun. The direction is great. The material is amazing. It's a 300-seat theater that they sell out. It's a really great chance to just get myself out there, and that's what you gotta do when you're first starting out, so I'm very excited. Just make sure that your whole heart is in it, and if it is, you will get what you give.
Karen Hodnett, an LC cheerleader from 1973 to 1975, and a member of the homecoming court in 1974. Talking to Mrs. Hodnett, you get a feel for what it was like to live on campus during the 70s, a time when dinner after the big game cost $2, and basketball was king.
Life on the Hill in the early to mid-70s was very casual and relaxed. Everybody knew everybody. The campus was small enough that even the townies who came to the Hill every day knew all the residents on the Hill. And it was the camaraderie and the friendships were bonds that last even until this day. Cheering for the Panthers, basketball was the sport on the Hill, and on Tuesday nights and Saturday nights, if there's a home game, that was the place to be. We were very competitive in the GAIC conference at the time, and we're on the brink of national championship my sophomore year, and had an unfortunate end of the season loss that knocked us out of the competition. Really was a crushing thing. We were all packed and ready to go to Kansas City. You know, all but everything in the suitcase. We did not get to go, but we did. We were always conference champions. Always conference champions during my era anyway. We were huge rivals with West Georgia College at the time, and we took as many fans as we could to Carrollton and filled their stands if we had a game there. And they likewise did the same. When they came to LaGrange, they brought a caravan and filled it up. And that rivalry was huge. Coach Williamson was not only our basketball coach, he was the assistant at first when Coach Mariotti was still there, and Coach and Mrs. Mariotti lived right across the street. So that was another family that you belonged to once you became part of that particular group. Coach Williamson used to challenge the trainers, the players, after the game. If you could make a milkshake shot, you could get extra money to go eat. And the milkshake shot had to be taken from midcourt, and you had to ring the basket from midcourt, just a big jump shot. And so, you know, there'd be those who'd take on the challenge, and then there'd be those who'd go, I don't think so. I don't think I can get it, so I won't even try. But it was a lot of fun just to be out there and, you know, just sling the ball at the basket and see what you could do. But yeah, that's something I remember fondly, was that you didn't have to have a pep rally to have spirit. It was just built into the campus.
We're proud of our alumni, members of the LaGrange College family who studied here, played here, and graduated, well equipped to meet the personal and professional challenges ahead.